Hey guys, happy Saturday. It's about 7 o'clock. I have been out probably since 1 a.m. Wesley was very fussy all night. He had to go potty and he was thirsty, so I'm pretty sure his diabetes, I always say it wrong, was acting up. So I had to get a few times for that, and it was fine because I was already awake since my co-partner bedmate was snoring all night. Parker fell asleep with one of the extra pillows, so he was like upright, and I swear to God, I felt like I was married to an old man. It was awful. There's nothing worse, I think, if you're my partner than if I have a bad night's sleep or if I'm hungry or if I'm cold. Aren't those just physiological needs? You need shelter, you need food, and you need clothes. That means because sleep isn't in there. Is sleep one of your physiological? I think it is. I'm actually teaching that right now. We're also learning hibernation and migration. So those are the objectives for second graders right now. Anyway, no sleep, like no sleep whatsoever. I closed my eyes, I think around 9:30, which was his last round of drops. I fell asleep immediately, and I think probably around 11:15 it started. And it was like 11:15, 11:30, 11:45, 12:30, 1:15. It was like I had a newborn. One of them snoring and the other one eating medication. So it was some fun. I may be a raging biscuit today. So Wesley needs one more drop right now, and we're done with his 6 drops for the morning. He already got his 2 pills and his insulin shot. And then about a week ago, Parker went grocery shopping. We've been lucky enough that he takes care of that for us since he has to leave anyway to go to work. I briefly touched on that yesterday. So he's a first responder. He has to leave. He has to go to work. He doesn't get to stay home like us. And so he does the essential things for us, like picking up prescriptions or getting groceries and stuff like that. So because our supermarkets have been so bare, he's been bringing home whatever he finds, and sometimes it's really fun because we do like salty encrusted medallions of pork, and other times I don't know what to do with it, like chuck steak. So chuck is that meat that we use to make my mom's tacos, which chuck is the shoulder of a steer. And if you think about it, it's what, 1,000-pound animal that's on its feet all day. So its shoulders are really tough, very low in fat. It's basically all muscle. And so no matter how much you beat it and thinly slice it and hit it with a mallet, it's still gonna be tough. Is it my preference? Probably not. Could we do something with it in like an Instapot? Definitely. But because these are cut so thinly, I don't even want to do like a pot roast or anything like that in the Instapot, Instapot, you know. I think people call it both, right? But I think the correct way to say is instant pot. Anyway, so because Wesley's glucose was off for so many months and we couldn't regulate it, one of the tricks that I learned to make sure that he stays on track is making him eat at the same exact time every single day. And the way that I do that is by enticing him with this meal. However, we have 3 other dogs that are extremely spoiled, all of which are seniors as well, and they want to partake in this spoiling. So we kind of bounce around between a little bit of cheese, a hard-boiled egg. So I'll hard-boil 1 egg and I'll split it between the 4 dogs. So we'll do cheese, we'll do that. If Parker, when he meal preps for work, he'll do just plain steak or plain chicken, and he usually has leftovers by the end of the week because he'll eat the leftovers from dinner for lunch, because that's a lot more delicious than just naked chicken breast, right? So we'll usually have a little bit of that left over, and so what I do is I just really finely chop it, like right before a mince, so there's still some shape to it, and then I just stir it into their food, and that keeps them on target to eating the same exact time every day. The other dogs doesn't really matter, but I guess it's a good thing to have a schedule with them, you know? The problem with the schedule is it's 6:30 and 6:30, so it's either really early or around dinner time. So we probably should have shifted that a little bit, but this is where we are now. the Corona apocalypse. All right, you guys. So what I did right now is I took out the Instapot and those chuck steaks, and I'm gonna freeze half of them, and then I'm gonna put the other half in the Instapot and just cook the heck out of it with a little bit of chicken stock, and that'll be my stir-in for their drop medications. Let me show you guys what I did, okay? So that'll be our stir-in for the week. I have they're 8 little steaks. I'm gonna freeze 4 of them. The 4, they're little. I'll show you in a sec. The 4 could probably, I could probably extend them for 7 days, although I'm a little concerned about the freshness. But there's gonna be no salt, no nothing. It's just gonna be the meat and the stock. But speaking of medication, so this is kind of what I worked up, and I haven't finished my chart because this is the one we need to do right now. I haven't finished it because things keep changing. He can't control the pressure in his left eye, so he got this drop here, and then he has an ulcer in his right eye, so we don't do this one in the right eye. So it gets a little confusing. Some of them are 8 hours, some of them are every 4 to 5 hours, and so I kind of did a chart. And so my plan is to take nail polish the same color as the square here, and then just do a drop on the top of the cap, so that if I can't make it home on time, or if I need someone to help me, we can figure that out as well, which is another reason why I did this. This is something that I did because I'm super paranoid, you guys, and I'm like, man, what if one of these days something happens to me and I can't make it home? These dogs depend on me, and nobody knows their schedule. It's not written anywhere. Nobody knows it. I think it's on a file somewhere on my computer for when I board them with Mr. Pitt, but it has to be current to the moment, and I don't think that's the last time they were boarded. It's changed since then. So I basically did a little chart, and I did it so that it looks like the way their medicine actually looks. So let me show you. Like the Topo has to do medication, the same 2 pills twice a day. So they're in the pill container. It's very self-explanatory, but if you look, the pill is the same shape as the template. And I wanted to do it like that intentionally because I'm a anal teacher, but also because if I'm not here, there is absolutely 0 room for error. Although I'm not holding my breath on that front, but there should be 0 room for error. So if you see, it has the name of the medication and it says half a pill. So when you take it out, it's not confusing at all. The melatonin that they take, I've kind of switched them around between melatonin and hemp, and the only one that I keep coming back to is this one. I feel like it's the only one that I notice any difference. It's not a significant difference. I feel like I could actually stop giving it to them and it wouldn't be a problem. If it helps, good. I'm kind of stacking the deck, but I don't really think it's significant enough difference. So if you see, boom, it's right there. So it's pretty cool. I mean, I think it makes me feel at ease a little bit if I do things like this. So that's what we have going on right now. This is the current state of our Corona life. I need to give this to Wesley right now. This is actually pretty cool. A lot of these medications dry out his eyes really bad and they make him really itchy. And this is just an eye lubricant. It's a clear gel. It looks like if saline were a gel, it kind of looks like that. Let me see if I can show you guys. I don't think this requires prescription, and he can use it as often as he needs to. And when I notice that he's extra blinky or he doesn't feel good, I'll just squirt some of it in his eye. Wesley, ven papi. Wesley, come papa. Mana coisa de mi vida. Oh, I feel awful. So I need to do this for him, for his own good, yeah? But the problem is I feel so guilty, like every time I call him now, he, I don't know, it's like I'm giving him PTSD with his own mom, you know? Good boy, you're so brave. Do you want to tell your friends how you're feeling? Hey, you want to tell your friends how you're feeling? Show them your face. Oh, that's a nice looking face. Let me see. Oh, poor sweet boy. You hate this cone, huh? Your cone is terrible. Your cone is terrible. Can I see your face? Look at me. Show everybody your brand new eyes. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Did you have a rough night too, sweet boy? Yeah? You get to go potty and you had to drink water and you were so nervous. Look, all the residue from the drops. My poor baby. Anything to take care of you, crazy boy. Okay, so this is what we got going on for the moment. We got a large Instant Pot. These are the steaks I was telling you about. If you look at the store, like this is from Target, they have the same type of layout, except it'll always say $19.99 here, and it's 6 to 8 petite sirloin steaks. They look almost identical. However, sirloin is in a different part of the steer, and so it's a lot more tender. This is the chuck. So the price, you could tell it's almost half of the price. It is good. But the only way that I buy chuck is like this. So you can tell it's the actual like mass. It's usually called a roast or a rump. And it looks like that. And so you can decide how big or how little you want the cubes. So for that one, I usually just sear it on all sides and throw it in the oven whole, or I cube it really large, like big giant cubes, and I put it in here for pot roast. But for now, we're only gonna do half of them for the dogs because they're the spoiledest dogs in America or in the world. The verdict's out. But to do this, I'm gonna keep it very, very simple because it is dog food and we don't wanna do anything crazy. I wonder how many comments I'm gonna get about giving my dog steak. Technically, it's not steak. I'm just gonna throw them in here, no salt, nothing. And then I'll take some leftover. This is from making rice earlier in the week. And all I'm gonna do is add some so that the steam, we build up steam a lot faster and we don't have to cook them as long. So it's probably a good amount there. And then I'll put the lid on. I never can put the lid on. Like, this is a fun fact. It takes me longer to figure out the lid than it does to actually cook whatever I put in the Instant Pot. Fun fact. There we go. All right, so I'm gonna set it to, hey, can you? Are you not wanting to play with me right now? What's going on? Manual, there we go. I do 15 minutes for chicken thighs and they fall apart, but this is chuck, so I'm gonna go with 20. So what you do is just leave it alone. You'll notice you start to hear a weird sound. It's kind of trapping the steam. And then when it's ready, this will run out of time. It'll change and it'll tell you how long it's been in the steam, and you vent it up at the top. But when we get there, I'll show you guys. So now I'm gonna take these and I'm gonna put them in a freezer bag. And I wrote on there, just in case there's no doubt what they are and that they're tough, so that we don't think these are yummy deliciousness, tender steaks that we can just throw on the grill, you know? So that's my eventful morning. I haven't done my coffee yet because it's been running around taking care of the 4 dogs first, including homemade food. So I'm gonna do my coffee and then I'll probably try and figure out something for breakfast. Parker's home, the girls are home, and then get some work done. The dogs, the 2 girl dogs, Ernie and Sophia, have a comprehensive exam today at 3 o'clock. And I try to keep up with those as much as I can because their vaccines have to be current. God forbid, you know, the gates open one of these days, like the landscaper leaves the gate open and when the dogs gets out, it's very important that your dogs are always up to date with vaccinations. And when Ernie goes to daycare to play with big dogs, she needs to have all of that up to date. So we need to update their vaccines and have an updated record so that Ernie can still, she doesn't have to social distance, so I'm not gonna make her. She has so much energy, so she's been enjoying all the walks. But it's really important that she's able to de-stress with peers her own size. So she plays with like German Shepherds and big pit bulls and stuff like that. And I really enjoy it because it kind of takes her down a notch. At home, she's the big dog. She's the top dog. She's significantly bigger than all the other dogs. When she goes to camp, all the other dogs are bigger than her, except for Milo. Milo is hilarious. But all the other dogs, I mean, they're pushing 100 pounds or more. Ernie's a good old 60 pounds. So when the chuck steaks are done, I'm gonna show you what they look like and how I'm gonna cool them down and put them away. And then just keep you along for the ride of this momentous Saturday. I may change into my living room coat, or I may change my outfit into my office pants. Let's keep it real. When I want to feel normal, I just put jeans on. That's the extent of my getting readiness, is jeans. If I can feel a waistband, I know I'm living my best life. Catch you later. to the idea that me vlogging during quarantine is just gonna be me cooking and cleaning. You're welcome. So I left a pasta sauce on the stove with the girls, and we are on our way to take the other girls to their comprehensive exams. It's sort of like a medical plan for all 4 of the dogs because they're all seniors and I like to have their teeth cleaned and have their vaccines and all that stuff. And so to the veterinary clinic we go to, they offer, it's kind of like a monthly gym membership. So every time we have an appointment, it's covered. Every time they need vaccines, it's covered. We get a discount on medication, stuff like that. So I really like to keep on top of the every 6-month comprehensive exams and their shots so they can go play with Mr. Pitt. Can you stop? Can you control yourself? Can you please stop panting? Oh, she almost stopped. So we're on our way. We have a 3 o'clock appointment. Hopefully we'll be there a little early and they'll see us early. But I kind of did a refrigerator clean out with the spaghetti sauce. Bonus Baby Jr. was like, what are you doing? I was like, spaghetti sauce. She's like, I don't think it has those vegetables. I was like, damn it, you're not supposed to see how the sausage is made. I always hide vegetables in spaghetti sauces, like in pasta sauces, especially red ones. You could get away with murder, you guys, in red sauces. So I usually, I will cut or mince onions, garlic, the stuff you're used to seeing, but spinach, celery, zucchini, carrots, I grate those and then I cook the heck out of them on the stove. And so they just kind of get lumpy, like if it was part of the ground beef, and no one needs to know. So I was busted today. But I actually like to cook it for as long as possible. I even add water to it or chicken broth, and then just cook the heck out of it until it's, I don't know, just, it kind of all just runs together. Tastes like you cooked it for a long time with love, and I may or may not have just cooked it for a long time. You guys, I'm so cranky today. I do one thing, and then I move on to another thing, and then I move on to another thing, and I'm like, why can't I just go waste time at like a Panera or at the mall? Why can't I complain about running errands? It's funny because it's the things that you hate to do that you lose the right to do right now that you miss doing. So it's a blessing in disguise because you realize how fortunate you are, how lucky you are, how we take certain things for granted, and that's never good. So I'm not going to vlog at the PetSmart because I need to have my hands free so they can stay corona free. But I wanted to update you guys because I don't want this to be a vlog where it's just music over me chopping or mashing bananas, or what did I do yesterday? Crust pork chops, pork tenderloin. Today we're gonna cheat and we're gonna have the pasta. That's like the cop-out meal, but you know what? They asked for it, so I'm gonna deliver. Can you stop making the car shake so much?
Try it.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, so we actually switched the appointments. It was gonna be, Sophia and Wesley usually do everything together because they're like twins. They really are twins. They're only a couple months apart. They were puppies together. And so, how many of you are gonna be completely unnerved by this panting the entire vlog? Hey, do it, come on, do it.
You wanna come over here? You wanna come over here?
Go?
No?
Nope.
All right.
Yeah, so usually Wesley and Sophia do everything together, but I needed to get Wesley in quick for his blood work, for his cataract surgery. It's part of the exam that he gets. It's included. So I was like, I'm not gonna pay for it at this other hospital when it's included at this hospital. Anyway, so we had to flip-flop appointments, and the double had a sore throat. So I was like, you know what? Let's just get these old, broken down boys out of the way, and then we'll take the girls. But I had to do the appointment on Saturday so Parker can come with me, so no murder is had. Another reason why I need to be hands-free. But I'll check in with you guys later after the appointment, see what they tell us. I don't anticipate having any news, knock on wood, because these are the healthy ones. The girls, y'all, they're healthy. The only thing wrong with Sophie girl is she's cross-eyed. The only thing wrong with Mern is she has an excess of bad attitude. But other than that, oh, she is my daughter. Hey you guys, about 4 o'clock, We just got home. The two girls got clean bills of health as per usual. What is it about the boy dogs? Just breaking down. Something's always wrong with them. Sophia and Mern always get a really good report. I mean, they are seniors, and so that's a thing to look out for. But other than that, besides a little tartar and too much sass, they're usually always healthy. Sophia, since she was a baby, has a couple of reactions when she gets vaccines, but her reactions are that of like, I don't know, a bee sting. She'll get like a little bit of swelling or a little tenderness. She's kind of mopey, but other than that, nothing major. So I just gotta watch her today for the rest of the day, see if she has any reactions. But I wanted to show you guys the sauce. It looks so good, but I may or may not have added a little too much thyme. So we're just gonna have to pretend I didn't do that. And then I'm also gonna make some ratchet garlic bread because we have like 4 kinds of bread and gotta use it up somehow. And they don't have mates. So we're gonna eat hot dog buns with our spaghetti and you're gonna be here for it. All right, you guys, so this is our masterpiece. Do you see how all those vegetables like cooked down and it made a really hearty sauce? And if you look closely, it looks like if it was all ground beef, but it's actually a ton of veggies that I put in there. Ooh, I forgot some of these sprigs to take these out. I'm gonna put these on the leftover breakfast plate. Keeping it real, y'all. So yeah, if you look closely, it looks as if it was all ground beef, but it's actually a ton of veggies, and 1 pound of ground beef, I believe, is what we used for this entire pot. And I used some leftover crushed tomatoes that were in the fridge and stuff like that, and so just kind of using stuff up. It does need a little more black pepper and some garlic salt, and then we're going to use up 3 leftover hot dog buns. We're gonna use 2 caps of whole grain white bread, and then the rest of this white bread, which is from Sprouts, and it was actually pretty gross. It's hard for me to say that about bread because carbs. Carbs are the only person that I'll have an affair with. And this is just straight up white bread from Sprouts, and it feels damp. It's very bizarre. If you toast it, it's delicious, but as a sandwich bread, it's not very good. So we're gonna use this up. I think I'm just gonna smear some butter on it and some ground garlic and throw it in the oven for like 6 or 7 minutes. And we'll eat this with this delicious sauce. And I already have this pot of boiling water and I heavily salted it. It tastes like ocean water right now. That's how salty you want it. And we're just using traditional spaghetti. Just keeping it classic. I was gonna get fancy and do bow ties and things like that, but I was like, you know what? Let's just go original and match our nail polish to the box. So we're gonna put the pasta in here. We're gonna finish seasoning this, and then we are going to do our white bread. I'm sorry, our ratchet garlic bread. It's about 5:30. This is me with my spring hair that is nice and flat. So here's the scoop. Tomorrow, we're doing a little birthday party for my 5-year-old. I can't believe we're gonna have a kindergartner, you guys. I'm like, how long ago was I pregnant? And I'm like, oh my God, baby donut. And now he's gonna be in kindergarten. It's crazy. I was telling Parker the other day, I'm like, how does it feel? You're gonna have a kid driving and then you're gonna have a kid that's still in kindergarten. So tomorrow is his birthday party, and I have this idea where I wanna do like a little racing lane in the entrance of my house so he could race his toys. He's obsessed with, he's forever obsessed with animals, dinosaurs, and the Hulk. Those are like the triad, the holy trinity of his obsessions. But right now he's been really in love with Hot Wheels. And he even said, I want my birthday party to be Hot Wheels. So I was thinking, well, hello. Hi, sir. The wink box, you guys see the wink box? Totally got broken into. We may or may not have drank a couple bottles already. Y'all, it's the quarantine. You could drink a bottle of wine for breakfast. I'm not gonna judge you. Whatever it takes to survive, okay? So I was thinking, here in the entrance of the house when he gets here tomorrow, this is our favorite. Parker's like, please give me some attention. I want to be in the vlog. So Parker's gonna help me do this right now. I was thinking when we open the front doors, I want the floor to look like a racetrack. So with like painter's tape or whatever. And it could be like when those crazy people do like hog races. You know what I mean? Where it's just like 5 or 6 or 12 rows and you just race them. He's 5, he's easily impressed. And this is as creative as I'm getting right now because I ate like my own weight in pasta, which by the way, it was delicious. So it's kind of one of those recipes where there's not an exact recipe, just figure out your ratios. Do you guys hear that? I don't know if you can hear. Bonus Baby Senior's rocking out on her bassoon. It's just one of those recipes you have to be really careful with how you do it because, what baby?
Is your ice cream truck?
It's a bassoon.
Oh, dang.
The ice cream truck. He was so excited. You should have seen his face. It's like I walked out naked. He's like, did you hear an ice cream truck? I was like, it's your child. It's your first chair over there. It's one of those recipes you have to be super careful. You can't overdo the onions. You can't overdo the garlic. It's Italian food. But you can overdo carrots. Carrots are very starchy and they're very sweet. So if you don't like sweet tomato sauce, you don't want to do too many carrots. Celery. Celery to me has a very unique, indescribable flavor. I love celery. I'll eat it raw, I'll eat it cooked, I'll drink it in juice. I don't gag. I love celery. Some people, they pinpoint celery smell and it's just not, it's no bueno. But if you're gonna do that recipe, make sure you have double parts onion to 1 part carrots, 1 part celery. So if you do 1 cup of onions, you'll do ½ a cup of carrots, ½ a cup of celery. If you do 2 cups of onions, you do 1 cup of carrot, 1 cup of celery. It's called mirepoix, or like the Holy Trinity. But that's all I got for you right now. I just wanted to check in and let you know we're still under quarantine, and Wesley's still not liking the cone. Oh, speaking of cones, I keep getting asked about an update on the cone. The cone's still there, you guys. The cone is still there, still living its best life. People are still not running over my grass, so I guess it worked. I don't think people want to run over your grass. That's the Enneagram 2 in me that wants to believe in the innate good in humans. I don't believe people want to run into my grass. I do believe people are bad drivers and they don't realize. So I think now with technology and the way cars are and stuff like that, everyone has those rear view cameras and the sensors that yell at you when you're getting too close to something. So just having an obnoxious orange cone there, they're gonna get alerted to some way, and it's like, hey homie, please just get off my lawn. Anyway, I'm gonna go find some painter's tape and I'm gonna see what I can do. You guys remember the taco tank? This is where we do most of our big projects in the entrance. So our little taco tank is still there. Y'all love that scene with the taco tank. That thing is still going strong and they're obsessed with it. It's 2 Amazon boxes. So right here, my plan is to just lay down some painter's tape, like a straight start line and then like a finish line, and then just some like rows. Basically what we have on the wooden floor, like the slats, but it'll be like racing lanes. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. And it's gonna be really exciting, you guys. I mean, it's gonna be absolutely insanely exciting. So just get ready.